In the quiet town of Adams, Tennessee, the year was 1817 when the Bell family's serene life was shattered by a series of inexplicable and terrifying events. John Bell, a prosperous farmer, first noticed something amiss when he saw a strange dog-like creature with a rabbit's head lurking in his cornfield. He shot at it, but the creature vanished, leaving no trace. That night, as the family sat around the dinner table, they heard a faint, persistent tapping on the walls of their log cabin. At first, they dismissed it as rodents or settling wood. However, the noises grew louder and more deliberate, escalating to thumps, scratching sounds, and the unmistakable clanking of chains. The children, especially John's daughter Betsy, began to wake up screaming, claiming invisible hands were pulling their hair and slapping their faces. As weeks turned into months, the entity became bolder. It spoke, at first in whispers, then in a clear, mocking voice. "I am Kate," it declared one evening, the disembodied voice echoing through the house. "I have come to torment old Jack Bell and his daughter Betsy." The witch's fury seemed to know no bounds. It was particularly cruel to John and Betsy. John was struck with mysterious fits and ailments, his health deteriorating rapidly. Betsy, meanwhile, was subjected to relentless physical and psychological torment. The witch would pull her hair, slap her face, and once even pushed her to the ground in front of horrified witnesses. Word of the Bell witch spread, and soon curious neighbors and even skeptical townsfolk visited the Bell home. They witnessed furniture moving on its own, objects levitating, and heard the witch's voice recounting details about their lives that no one outside their households could possibly know. One such visitor was Andrew Jackson, future President of the United States, who upon hearing the stories decided to investigate. However, his entourage was so frightened by their experiences on the Bell farm that they quickly left, with Jackson reportedly saying, "I'd rather face the entire British Army than spend another night with the Bell witch." The climax of the witch's malevolence came in December 1820. John Bell had grown weak, and one morning he was found in his bed, unresponsive, with a mysterious vial of dark liquid by his side. The witch gleefully claimed responsibility, saying, "I gave old Jack a big dose of that last night, which fixed him." John Bell died later that day, and at his funeral, the witch was heard laughing and singing joyfully. With John Bell dead, the witch's attention turned even more aggressively towards Betsy, tormenting her until she broke off her engagement to a local boy named Joshua Gardner. Finally, in 1821, the witch announced she would leave but promised to return in 7 years. True to her word, she reappeared briefly in 1828, visiting John Bell Jr., discussing the past and future before departing again. The Bell witch vowed to return 107 years later, in 1935. While there were no documented disturbances then, the legend endures, a chilling testament to the unexplained events that plagued the Bell family. The Bell Witch Cave, part of the old Bell property, attracts visitors eager to experience a touch of the supernatural, and perhaps hear the echo of Kate Batts's vengeful spirit still lurking in the shadows. And so, the tale of the Bell Witch remains a haunting reminder that some mysteries refuse to be silenced, lingering on the edges of reality and folklore, forever echoing the cries of a family haunted by a vengeful spirit.